Hello, good people. These are my impressions, my impersonations, and my dialects and accents that I do. I started doing, I started with just cartoons. I started doing the voices of the cartoon characters that came on. And then I started watching movies and I started picking up doing impressions of celebrities and actors. And I started watching this program that Rich Little had on with a few other actors who also did impressions. Frank Gorshin was one I remember. And so a lot of my impressions, I have to admit, are not so much an impression of the person of the original, but it's an impression of Rich Little doing that. And I guess Bogart is probably my closest example for that because I played Bogart first in Woody Allen's Played Against Sam in high school. Trench coat, fedora, even smoked Lucky Strikes, which is horrible. Um, so I learned to do a pretty good Bogart for that, and then I just started picking them up after that, and I started picking up different dialects from different places, and over the years they just accumulated, and it's interesting. I just recently noted that the connection between Cockney and the Australian accent and how they are kind of similar. Like one, I think the Australian accent arose from Cockney to become its own separate thing. But let me get started here. Um, First, let me do my celebrity. Okay, John Wayne. I haven't lost my temper in 40 years, but Pilgrim, you caused a lot of trouble this morning. Might have got somebody killed, and somebody ought to belt you in the mouth. But I won't. I won't. The hell I won't. Then Bogart. It was you that killed Johnson. Parker found out about it, so you killed him too, but that wasn't good enough for you. You wanted to finish me off. You knew you couldn't do it while I was facing you, so you figured to get me to turn my back. But not me, sweetheart. Now come on. You're taking the fall. Uh, Groucho. One morning I shot an elephant in my pajamas. How he got in my pajamas, I'll never know. Arnold. Get to the chopper. Stick around. I'll be back. Oof! There's a couple of acres for you. Conan O'Brien is a little ginger girly man. Let's see. Oh, Shatner doing Shakespeare. To be or not to be, Spock. Tis whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. Um, Clark Gable. Clark Gable in Gone with the Wind. Scarlett, you're beautiful, but you're a selfish, childish, vain, conniving, controlling, gaslighting, scheming, opportunistic, manipulative, sociopathic paragon of toxic femininity. Femininity. And frankly, my dear, you're too high maintenance. Clint Eastwood. I know what you're thinking. Did he fire 6 shots or only 5? Well, to tell you the truth, in all this excitement, I kind of lost track myself. But being as this is a 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, and could blow your head clean off, you've just got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Katharine Hepburn, but this is older Katharine Hepburn from like on Golden Pond. You're my knight in shining armor, and don't you ever forget it. Nixon. I am not a crook. America needs a full-time president and not a part-time dick. Reagan. Oh, there's a story that goes with Reagan. It was towards the end of Reagan's term in office, and he's starting to kind of fade mentally. There, at this press conference, Nancy's like close, right behind him, and someone from the audience asks him. I don't remember what the question was, but he kind of freezes, and Nancy just almost imperceptibly leans in and says, "We're working on it." And Reagan goes, "Well, we're working on it. Um, then there's, oh, Looney Tunes.
Yep. What's up, Doc? Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. The master's gone away.
Elmer Fudd. In the midnight hour, she cried, monk, monk, mo. Mickey Mouse. Well, I didn't say she was crazy, Your Honor. I said she was fucking goofy. Daffy Duck. I can't really do a good Daffy. Oh, yes. Okay. You're despicable.
Daffy, they loved it.
I know, but I can only do it once. Oh, Marvin the Martian. I'm going to blow up the Earth. It's blocking my view of Alpha Centauri. Foghorn Leghorn. Fortunately, I always keep my feathers numbered for just such an emergency. Pete Puma. 3 or 4. Better make it a whole lot of lumps. Beavis and Butthead.
Hey, buddy, you want to run for like president and vice president in like 2028?
Uh, Shut up, Beavis. I think the Democrats have got, like, our whole agenda covered. Um, Now, dialects, hmm, I've had to do, I've had to do a few. I did an Australian voiceover after Crocodile Dundee came out. These guys were trying to, down in Venice Beach, were marketing this stuffed kangaroo with the little felt hat that they called Kangaroo Dandy. No copyright infringement intended. So they had me do the voice for the thing. Um, let's see. So where are my dialects? Oh yeah, I've got them all written down in front of me. Okay, here we go. Um, well, New York. Well, if you're from Manhattan, first of all, you're in a hurry because you got to get there. You're already late. You're 10 minutes late. You got to get through this whole passel of people right to the station. Everything's just really fast, and sometimes you roll things a little bit in your mouth. That's just being from New York. If you're from Brooklyn, and I tend to mash up Bronx and Brooklyn. From Brooklyn, you don't exactly talk like Steve Rogers. He doesn't really accentuate that. But Brooklyn is what we kind of think of when we think of the real thick New York dialect. Bronx tends to be a little harder. They hit their consonants a little firmer. They are determined in what they want to do. They're very focused. Brooklyn's a little bit more laid back.
Queens, it's kind of nasal. It's very boring living in Queens, and it hurts. There's a lot of body aches, um, ennui, malaise, and it comes out in kind of a droning through the nose. If you're from New Jersey, especially northern New Jersey, you don't say hello, you say hiya.
Um, let's see. Posh British. Oh, terribly. Why can't the English teach their children how to speak? This verbal class distinction by now should be antique. Cockney. Cool, blimey, Governor. I don't know how the hell I lived so long with that hello. Welsh. Well, to speak Welsh, it's not so much what you say is sort of a lyrical, kind of a sing-song to it. You want to look to, I think it's the actor's Nigel Terry in Excalibur, who plays the king. Can you tell me, Merlin, will I be king? Scott, well, you just got to listen to Scotty from Star Trek, and that's it. He's got it down pat, even though he's not actually a Scot. Um, Irish. Oh, well, Irish Spring, manly, yes, but I like it too. I could go on and on about that. Slavic. Yes, you're Russian, you're beautiful, you're tall, you're blonde. You're Ukrainian, you're Russian, you fight. Is irreconcilable. They will never be friends. Trust me on this. Um, he do. Oh yes. It is past 2 o'clock. Please put the 6-pack back into the refrigerated section. Thank you very much. Um, Mexican. Oh man, I was raised listening to Cheech and Chong, man. You want to cha-cha? Let's get down, man. Plus, I speak a lot of Spanish. I understand. I'm from Southern California. San Bernardino. Yeah, I can kind of do sort of a Hispanic accent. Um, and that's it. I think that's it. I think that's all. Yeah, I can do black, but I tend to more specifically want to do a specific black actor. Um, So I'm not even going to try and just throw them all together. Um, and that's it. Oh, and California Surfer, man, totally. You should have seen the waves, man. Gnarly, glassy, totally flat, and then just out of nowhere, man. I had just waxed my board, man. Out of nowhere, like this huge wave is coming at me. I'm like, man, I gotta time this. Do I go under? Do I go over? Or do I catch it? You know, it's like fight or flight or freeze or fawn. It's legit, I guess. And then Flaming Queen. I don't know how I'd even begin to do that. There's so many variations on that. It's just such an affectation that there's no reason that you really need to put yourself on display like that if that's who you are. You don't need to choose an identity off the hanger and look in the mirror and go, I do me. I do me hard. And that's about it. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm working on a Hannibal Lecter. I'm working on it. Hello. Good morning, Clarice. That's all I've got so far. Anyway, that's about it. I'm calling this recording a day. It's a day-o.